So major provisions of overview of model tax convention is already done. We have already discussed the taxable rights of business income, interest income, royalty income and fees for technical services. In this lecture, we are primarily going to talk about a right to tax income of capital gain, okay, professional services, and the most important last one is other incomes which are not exclusively covered so far. So three income you are going to cover here. Taxation of income or right to taxation of income, Article 13, capital gains. Capital gain is also one of the most important article, and you need to have a background of Vodafone case before understanding the article, because this whole article is emerged in 2017 based on the countermeasures put forward by the government of India in case of Vodafone. This article provides for the taxation of income arising on transfer of capital asset, including the shares. For shares, we are having the different law. Right of contracting states to tax income from a capital gain. The right to tax capital gain may be exclusively, it's not mandatory, exclusively with the residential states or shared between residential state and source states. The article does not specify what is the capital gain and how is to be computed. That will be defined by the domestic tax laws. This is being left to applicable to the domestic tax law. The article contains rules for taxation of capital gain for alienation of different assets such as immobile properties, land, building, plant, machinery, or immobile property forming part of the permanent establishment, ships and aircraft, etc. In respect of shares, this is very, very important now. In 2017, OECD and United Nations model conventions are identical. For shares, it is definitely identical. Right are conferred to the source state. So you know that how Vodafone had played with India. So now whenever any non-resident is having shares in India, please understand, shares are located in Indian company, or it can be listed company or unlisted company, that doesn't matter. Shares are listed in Indian company or shares are listed in a third company. Please understand, it can be Cayman Island, Mauritius, but the value of these shares is substantially derived from India. Please understand, value is substantially derived from India, then this particular shares are also taxable in India. Definitely shares of Indian company located in India are taxable in India, but shares of the foreign company which are deriving its value substantially from India is also taxable in India. Now what do you mean by substantial derivation of the value, or what is the condition that we need to look forward? According to this article, right are conferred to the source state if more than 50%. If more than 50%, so 50% is the limit. It can be more than 50%. Please understand, more than 50% of the value of shares during the preceding 365 days, not one, not two, whole year, is derived from immobile properties of such source state. So in India, so far as India is concerned, in India, out of the total balance sheet that we are having, you need to check immovable properties, and more than 50% of the immobile properties or value should be derived from the immobile properties which are located in India. Then only we will say that these shares are deriving value from substantially from India. Next one is independent personal services. It is kind of professional services. For business, we have already discussed. These are for professional services like doctor, engineer, lawyers, those kind of services. We are having a specific article, Article 14. This article is only applicable in United Nations. For OECD model, we don't have specific article for professionals. So business article, Article 7 will be applicable for professionals as well as business. But for personal services, United Nations Model Convention is having dedicated article, Article 14. Deals with taxation of income derived by a person for professionals or specified services which are offered in source states through the some presence. So some presence means they need to have presence here. If there is no presence, if some doctor has just come, visited India, done the operation and went back, then it is taxable in the residence state. It is not taxable in the source state. Okay, look at this. The right of contracting state to tax the income from the professional income is as follows. Right is given to the residential state. That means by default professional services are taxable. By default professional services are taxable in the country of residence. Please understand, income derived by resident of contracting states in respect of the professional services or other activities of independent character is taxable only and only in the residential states. Then sir, why are we studying this then? Obviously there are certain exceptional provisions where it can also become taxable in the source state. In the following circumstances, however, income from personal services may also be taxed in the source states. Please understand. What are the circumstances? The first circumstance is that if you are talking about India, the foreigner, a non-resident who is coming to India for providing professional services is having fixed place of business. Please understand. And from that business premises is providing the personal services. Okay. If he has a fixed base regularly available to him in the source state for purpose of performing his activities, then sir, whole income is taxable? No, only income attributable to this source state will become taxable in India. Only so much of income attributable to the fixed base may be taxed in the source state. And the second condition, this was the first condition. Second condition, if he stay in the source state is for a period more than 183 days. Now please understand, it is not 182 days, it is 183 days, and that is even not 183, it is more than 183. It's not 183 or more than 183 days. That means it should be minimum 184, 185 kind of. Okay. If stay in source state is for a period of more than 183 days during 12-month period commencing or ending in the fiscal year concerned. That means for in particular previous year, he should stay in India for more than 183 days. Obviously, if you are staying in India for more than 183 days, then definitely it has to be taxed. Only so much of income derived from him activity performed in source state may be taxed. So whatever activities has performed in India when he was staying in India, that much income will be taxable in India. Only in case of professional services. So what do you mean by professional services? Is there any particular definition? So it is inclusive definition. Again, you don't have to by heart the definition. The term professional service includes especially independent scientific, literally artistic, educational, teaching activities, as well as independent activities like physicians, lawyers, engineers, architects, dentists, accountants. Okay. OECD Model Convention does not contain a separate article for personal services. The same is dealt with Article 7 business article. Okay. Article 21 other income. So whatever special income is done, now the whole leftover income, by default it will be taxed in the resident state by default. Exceptionally it will be taxed in source state. So let's look at this particular article as well. The article deals with taxation of item of income which are not specifically taxable under any specific article till 20. Right to tax other income, exclusive right. OECD model gives exclusive right to the resident state, so there is no exception for OECD countries. But in United Nations contains an additional para, Article 21 sub para 3, which provides source state may also tax this particular income. Okay. Right to tax income, so other income other than income from immobile property effectively connected with permanent establishment. So this is again linked with permanent establishment. Article 21 clause 2 of the OECD and United Nations model provide that income effectively connected with a permanent establishment maintained by the in a contracting state by the resident of the other contracting state, taxation is governed by Article 7. So that is already discussed, business article is already discussed. If permanent establishment is located in India, then NR is liable to pay tax in respect of this permanent establishment. But additionally, United Nations model provide that if the aforesaid income is effectively connected with a fixed base situated in contracting state by a resident of other contracting state, then taxation would be governed by the Article 14. Obviously, this is for the personal services kind of. So this is also you should understand, if there is a fixed place of business. If there is a fixed place of business, then other income also will be taxable in India. Otherwise, it won't be taxable in India. Thank you.